just for me.
Oh, that's good.
And
We've been
we're
talking
live.
about doing this more often because obviously there's a lot of people from your side of the world that we would like to talk to.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. We
And
are
we're live.
live. Oh, I messed up my camera or my little chat windows. Anyway,
Can
I'll
you
fix that.
give us the other view, Adam?
Oh, yeah. Hold on. I try to be
There you
nice. Okay, here we go. Hey, everybody. It is Saturday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Oh, that killed it.
Oh,
That's
We
my
lost
bad.
Josh. Oh no, there he is.
having some troubles this morning, apparently.
It's Saturday
All
morning.
right, don't do that. Okay, noted.
Well, we got Saturday morning and we got a car show going on today, so it'll be a long day for me, long day for Logan. Although you're already up there, so you just have like a short commute. And you can
Yeah,
get
it'll
up
be
there.
easy for me to get there, but
Anyways,
that's on the way.
so today's a pretty special stream. We got to do it in the morning because we got Josh here with rcdrift.io. Now, how do you say it specifically? Like, do you say the dot or do you don't say the dot? What do you do?
Yeah. Yeah, I say rcdrift.io. I think we talked about this for a long time of like how people are actually going to say it. And like behind the scenes, when we first pitched it, we called it like RC Drift International. And we tried to play on the fact that like .io could be like international. But yeah, I mean, obviously that didn't really stick at all. It's also like quite ballsy. Like just being like, oh, well, RC Drift International, right?
No, that's what you do. You just have you have a contest and you call it Worlds, and boom, that's the World Championship.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
is that what
You
they
got to
did?
shoot, right? You got to shoot your shot. It goes how it goes.
Yeah.
But yeah. So rcdrift.io, that's how we call it. Yeah, I guess
Okay,
it's official now.
And then we also got Aaron on the stream too. He's pretty much, I think, first adopter in the States for rcdrift.io. So we got them collabing, and we'll get some views on what they can do for us and how they can spread throughout the U.S. And hopefully we can make a good cornerstone for that.
Yeah. So for everyone watching, first and foremost, you need to get on there, make your account, and then get your track to sign up if they're not already. There's a lot of tracks in the U.S. It looks like, anyways. But yeah, we should all be using this.
Yeah, most of those tracks, to be fair, are kindly donated to us from is it that Damn
Fritzy.
Millennials? Is that what he's called?
Yeah, Fritzy.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so he already had like a map, and we chatted
Yeah,
together,
yeah.
and he was like, "Look, your map's better than mine, so here's some data," kind of thing. So we took those, but obviously they're like they live on the map, but like they don't have like owners. And
Yeah,
they
they
don't
need
have
to claim
they're not
their profile.
updated, and they don't have the events on them and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So if anyone out there listening they see their track on there and they're like, "Hey, like I should be owning that," like just sling us a message on Facebook or drop us an email or whatever. Like we can sort it out, and you can take ownership of it. And yeah, I mean, yeah. So like the whole idea is that we get as many on there as we can, and they're all managed by their owners, and we have an actually up to date map of what RC drifting looks like in the world.
Yeah. And just beyond that, like getting everybody into the same database, basically, so that we're all, watching our stats and everything. And
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully, that's the idea. I don't know if we'll ever get there, but we'll keep trying.
It will.
I think, I mean, you obviously recognized an issue, which would, at least from my perspective, what I was trying to solve was, just scoring, basically. Judd, our track owner, isn't really versed in Google Sheets or anything, so like it was a little bit of a pain to figure out how we were gonna I mean, he got it done, but figure out how we're gonna track scoring, how to make the judges able to easily update like qualifying scores and stuff like that. So yeah, it's nice. It will be nice to have a dedicated app for that.
Yeah, I think there's a few parts to what we do, right? So like the tournament side of it, like you say, is like a big hole that we found. Like we were running a local club and we wanted just to run some tournaments, and like yeah, you can use challenge, but like you will immediately hit problems that like it doesn't quite fit what you need.
Yeah.
And things like just being able to have the judges sit in like another place in the room and like judge on their phone and that kind of thing, like all of that really snowballed. Like, and so, you know, we found that hole and we started building out this tech for it. And originally it wasn't even online, like any side of that, right? It was just something that I ran locally in like a little app that I had, and we would set up a router and the you know, everyone would connect that kind of way to it. So yeah, and then it just kind of grew and grew. Like a big part of that was we ran a championship in 2024 with like other tracks in the UK, and we spent a lot of time like working on the system through that, and like kind of like bug hunting and fixing stuff as we went, and then just kind of improved on it. And then last year was when we kind of first put it up on the website, and we said, look, like we want people to start using this for real out in the world. And you know, I met with Aaron and you know, a bunch of other cool people out there who've kind of started taking it on and using it more. Yeah, and like through that as well, we had so much like incredible feedback that helped us like improve it. So like now we're at a point where we're kind of 2 years deep into working on it, and we feel like we've got like a really sort of stable system, and we're kind of always like pushing to release like new formats to it and stuff as well, and new options, and kind of like make it as bespoke as we can. And like it really is ideally a tool built specifically for RC Drift, right? And like I say, and like it's not even the only thing that we kind of offered. Like the website itself, while we were doing all of that on the side, the website was already coming together in terms of like being a map and like having a calendar and like just growing on its own. And it was only like start of last year where we went, actually, let's merge these two projects together. And then we started looking at like rebranding obviously as well later in the year, from RC Drift UK to IO and all of that other stuff. So it kind of snowballed quite a bit. We never really set out with like, we didn't set out with one goal. It was kind of like, there's clearly a couple holes here and there, and like we feel like we can kind of resolve it with the knowledge that we have and you know, the stuff that we do in our day jobs ultimately, which is building software.
So before we get too deep into the app, I want to first just go over like your relationship with RC drifting. How did you kind of get into this, and how long have you been doing it, stuff like that?
Yeah, cool. God, I mean, depends how far back you want to go. So like I used to watch it was before YouTube, right? There was like Google videos. I don't know if anyone remembers that, but there was like really cool like CS videos on there of just like people drifting in garages. And like I was always into RC as a kid anyway, like, you know, as many of us were.
So was it drifting that you liked first, or RC cars first?
That's a good question. I'm guessing it was RC cars, because I had like a Tamiya Grasshopper and like some other stuff, but then drifting very quickly became like the obvious thing that was like the most fun thing to do, right? And it was the same with like every racing game I ever played. Like, I remember one of the Need for Speeds came out and it had like drifting as like an actual thing in it, and I was like super pumped. Like,
that's
so
exactly
I guess
what got me into drifting.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. So yeah, I used to watch these videos on Google videos like a long time ago. I've still got a bunch of them saved. Thankfully, my dad is like an internet hoarder, so like he was like, my kid likes that, I'm going to save it. And now thankfully I've got it like 25 years later.
That's crazy.
Pretty wild. Yeah, I'm lucky to have a dad like that. But yeah, me even, sorry, yeah, I got started that way. And then we did like at our school, so me and Nathan, who's the other guy who runs RC Drift IO with me, we went to school together. And then while we were at school, we started like trying to run like an RC club. So we did that, and it used to be in this like old sports hall that wasn't really used in the school anymore, and it was like super dusty on the floor. And obviously everyone had like 4-wheel drive 110 touring cars, right? And it was like week 2, everyone was like just flying around drifting, right? Like in the power sliding, but you know, it was drifting at the time, if you will. So yeah, it like immediately it descended into that. And then I guess I left school. I didn't really do it much after that. Obviously went off and, you know, learned software development, got a career, that kind of thing. And then I had a couple of like full-size like street drift cars, if you will. So I had like a 200 SX, couple like Mazda MX-5s or Miatas, as you guys call them. And a couple like full-size stuff, and like that was good fun and whatever. And then I ended up having a kid as well, and then basically it was like kid or drift car, and obviously the kid obviously won.
Dilemma that many of us come across.
Yeah, it is what it is. Obviously I love my kid very much,
of course,
and I loved my car very much. No, but yeah, and then I guess off the back of that, I was a dad for a bit, and then I'm trying to think how I actually got back into it. It was my landlord actually. So I went to visit my landlord at his house, which is a weird thing anyway, but like it happened for whatever reason. And I went in his house and he had these like old Tamiya cars just up on his shelf, like hundreds of them, like everywhere. And I was like, "That's cool. Do you still drive?" And he was like, "Yeah, I drive. Like, if you want to drive, let me know." And I was like, "Oh, I don't really have a car." So then I went out and I bought a Secura D5. Right? It's just like, and so many people start with those.
Yeah.
So I built out a D5 and I was like fully fresh to the whole thing. I had no idea that like, gyros had become a thing or whatever. So I was just like frantically reading. I was on Facebook trying to find like everything I could about it. And then I built that and I went out with my landlord to a car park by us a few times. Obviously he brought like a front wheel drive Tamiya Honda thing. And I was there with like this drifting D5, right? I had a quite cool show actually that I liked a lot, which was like a black R32. It's just completely black, like the windows and everything, just painted it all completely black, the whole thing. So yeah, we were ripping that around the car park, and I was like, "This is fun and all, but like we're clearly, we're not on the same page here." It's a bit like dating, right? I was like, we're clearly doing different things. So yeah, then I reached out to a track near me, which is now called Clipping Point. They're in Basingstoke, it's about 40-minute drive from me. Fortunately, in the UK, there was already like quite a big scene growing. There's quite a few tracks. Nothing like it is now, but like it was growing. So yeah, then I went along there a couple times and like obviously immediately discovered that the D5 wasn't ideal. And then off the back of that, I can't even remember all the cars I went through, but it was like it snowballed like crazy. And then we reached the point where I introduced my friend Nathan to it, who was obviously I'd been to school with and I was still in contact and stuff. And I was like, look, like, this is as fun as it ever was. So like, you should come give it a spin. Took him along to Clipping Point. We did a few rips there, and then we were like, well, we could kind of be running our own track, So we did what I think a lot of people do, where they went, well, I drive 40 minutes when I can drive 10 minutes down the road to a hall, and I can roll out some carpet and have a good time. So we did that for a bit. There was some stuff as well where like the second we started running our own track, we were like, we can definitely innovate this in some way. And like me and him, like we've started working together lately professionally as well, but we've always had this thing where like we just want to push everything we do like almost to the extreme of like how far can we like innovate this thing, and like it's just genuine like enjoyment out of doing that. So we immediately started doing that, and then the first thing we did was that we figured that carpet wasn't very good. Like if you look at the rest of the world and like, if you really want to get the rear-wheel drive drifting, then carpet's not the one. You need to be on some sort of hard surface. There's not many sports halls that will let you go and rip plastic tires on their floor. So then we started like trying to innovate the space in terms of like what surface was being used and stuff. And yeah, like I say, I've talked a lot, but yeah, it basically snowballed into what you see now.
That's cool, man. So like you've been doing it for a long time.
Oh, well, like I say, that gap in the middle was pretty big in terms of
fair
like,
enough.
Leaving school and getting a job and having a kid and stuff. But yeah, it was in my bones. Like even when I was doing real drifting, I was always like, because I never did like proper real drifting, but like I'd go and have a bash here and there and stuff when I could. But even then, I was like, I don't know if I like this as much as I like RC, which is like most people think it's wild, but like the bang for buck that you get with RC is so
crazy. Yeah,
like. Compared to real drifting, like the amount you're spending on tires and like fuel, and you need a trailer. If you really want to go for it, you need a trailer to get your car there and all of this, right? And then it can blow up after the first lap or whatever. Like you just don't get that with RC, right? It's wicked that you can be like stood with your mates and like just generally having a good time with it.
That's one thing we always point out is like the money that you would spend if you took all the money I spent on RC in a single year. Typically, I could do like 3 events maybe in a drift car or a real car. Versus like driving 2-3 times a week, and
thousands of laps compared to like 20 laps.
Just hundreds of laps. There's no concern, I'm not worried about getting hurt or damaging things. It's like it's way better.
Exactly fully agree.
I do think you're the exception, Logan, because as far as cars go and electronics and whatnot, you're probably like the most frugal at the same time.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I don't buy a lot of stuff.
At least
that's
you know
okay.
what you want. That's the important thing.
Yeah. I'm not the guy that wants to experience everything and build all kinds of crazy stuff. I just got my one deal and it works good. So why change
Same.
it?
Same.
I respect
Um,
that for sure.
So okay, so let's get into the app, right? So you are very clearly a professional in development, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So this
So
is
yeah,
just kind of like a little,
this
basically
is a side project. Yeah, it's a passion project for sure. Yeah, I mean, like I say, it started out as like just a map, and then we just started building feature on feature just because we needed these things and we wanted
Yeah.
these things.
I love that.
Yeah, I mean, it's such like I can do my day job and then I come to do this and I'm like, obviously it's like infinitely more fun, and like it's even though I'm doing the same thing, I'm still writing code at the end of the day, but it's like it's been very cool to see like the community like take it as well and like work with stuff, and like I really welcome people reaching out to me with feedback as well, because we genuinely wouldn't be where we are if we hadn't had people come to us and be like, hey, have you like thought about this part for it or this part for it? So,
like one or two people, it's kind of impossible for them to like intuit every single feature and how it should all work. Like you almost need a group of users to like actually tell you how it's being used, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
You would think that beta testing doesn't exist. What?
Yeah, I mean, we had some ropey situations, right? Especially, like I say, in 2024 when we started trying to run our system for like a proper series, right? Like there were sponsors and like we were live streaming the whole thing, and like we had some really ropey moments where like the tech would completely crumble, and there's like a couple hundred people watching.
When I was thinking about doing this, that was my biggest fear, was like, okay, well, how do I go? Like, how I'm going to have to actually use this in a real comp at some point. And what happens if it like doesn't work? Like, I'm terrified of that.
Yeah, you should be. It's horrible. Yeah. I mean, I'm thankful now that we've done enough where I'm kind of like, it's probably going to be fine. But like, we definitely went through like what you can imagine as the worst nightmare, right?
Yeah.
Like there's things like where you would run all of qualifying and like, you know, some of the scores would have gone missing or something like that, right? Like super basic stuff. Or like you run all the qualifying and then you go to seed your battle bracket and it's like seeded completely wrong. And it's like, oh, great, there's now a room of like 50 drivers staring at me and they're like, I'm not meant to be in that position. You're like, okay, well, I've got to fix this on the spot. But yeah, I mean, it's all learning, right?
Obviously there are solutions for all of this stuff, but to me, you know, with my limited knowledge, like the whole idea of, you know, rapidly updating stuff across, you know, the whole platform for all the users is that's pretty cool. Like, you know, if one guy taps a score real quick and it updates super fast for everyone else.
Yeah. We were really conscious of that. Like, because obviously it's really nice, right? And I think this is like my favorite bit about the whole like tournament side of the system is that like the judges can basically be decoupled from whoever's organizing it. Like they can be literally anywhere in the room. If they've got their phone, they can be judging, right? And we have a lot of local comps that they like to like split up the judges as well, which I'm personally quite a big advocate for as well. Like I don't really feel like judges should be talking. You should be individually judging.
Yeah, I do agree with that, right? For sure.
Yeah, but like traditional systems, you couldn't do that. Or like even if you're running through like Excel sheets, you need some way of like this guy talks to that guy and he puts it in a sheet or whatever. Like it's just so like if it starts impacting how the comp is run, then I feel like that's quite a big problem. And like I'm confident that what we've built hopefully solves that quite well.
The funny thing that we deal with right now is that we do use a Google Sheet and we're all on it on our phones, and it's like we all know exactly like we're gonna have to wait after every single run to wait for all of the scores to update on my sheet. My copy of it, so I can announce the score.
Yeah. When you're doing that live as well, like imagine you got a live stream and tied into all of that, and it's just like you've then got 200 people at home waiting, you've got 50 people in the room, they're just like, great, like now I'm waiting for a score just to ping in, right? On top of like if you've got judges who aren't working that quick either, then like you're looking at a good few minutes of just staring at nothing, right?
that's one of my favorite things about it is, us being able to stay. And I mean, it makes it more fun for me as a judge too, because I pick who I think won, but then I'm looking up at the board like, all right, who's going to get the other two?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
did
yeah.
did
Like, was
we
I
have
right?
the same? Yeah, like, so yeah, I agree. I like having it that way, and it makes it look so professional too. I'm sure Josh will show everybody here in a little bit, but the way that the judges like it shows it reminds me of Formula Drift. I mean, it like shows the drivers and then the judges like slide over whichever one, it shows the winner. So
Oh yeah.
it looks really cool. It's the people watching every time we do one, like every week, everybody gets their phone out. They're like, are we doing it on RC Drift IO? So they get their phone out and they start watching the brackets, and like they already know who's coming up because they're sitting there on their phone like, okay,
Yeah.
this person, that person's next.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, we found that as well. Like we ran a big event back in November, and we didn't even think about like how are people in the room going to know they're up next. We didn't think about it at all, but like
Yeah.
it just naturally was completely fine because everyone's just
Yep.
checking on their phone. Like it's all live,
Yeah.
it's all right there. Like
That
it's been handy.
that was one of the other needs that I saw, like when we do big events, like if we do Super G Worlds, was like as a driver, you have no idea where you're supposed to be unless you're like looking at the one screen that's showing that information. So like when you're outside, which if you know us, we're outside a lot. It's just like it would be so much cooler to know exactly like, okay, this practice session is going right now. The group A is up and they got 20 seconds left, and then group B is going to start and all that stuff.
Yeah, we're looking at a lot of stuff around like practicing at the minute as well, because obviously we have the actual mobile app as well, which has notifications in it, right?
Yeah.
And we were looking at stuff like you can do like an alert one that keeps on ringing till you stop it. And we were thinking about doing this like practice like cycling thing, right? So most competitions they run with practice in like groups. It's like group A is now everyone on, everyone off kind of thing. But what you can do is say that look, it's like a cycling eternal thing with like everyone gets 15 minutes, right?
Okay.
And then you stand in the queue, you go on, some organizer guy press the button, he says that guy is on now, and then basically your phone is in your pocket, and when your phone starts beeping, it's your time to get off, right? And then as soon as that guy's off, the next guy gets on, right? And we're looking at a ton of stuff like that to like speed it up.
Yeah.
The best comparison I found of that is the like in restaurants, right? In restaurants when they give you that buzzer thing, like imagine putting one of those in your pocket.
Your table's ready.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like we might even use the restaurant stuff for these events we've got this year, but we're trying to resolve it with tech, as we do with most things.
Yeah, it's the only tool I have. So
yeah, throw it at everything. Yeah.
That's pretty insane. Like, because you're actually talking about individual notifications per the driver, right? Not just that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like we already have all of that system in place, right? Like you can get notifications when you get tagged in posts and whatever. It's the same thing with like, oh, you've just won this battle, we've rewarded you 40 points, right? That could be happening in real time. Like you could walk off the set or whatever, and like immediately your phone beeps and says, "This has just happened. Look at your score now," right?
Yeah.
Like we have all of that in place. It's more just like we just need to kind of finish building all of it, right?
That's sick.
It's good fun. It is fun.
I love this. Good morning
I'd say
and
that-
evening.
Nice.
The big thing for us was, using it on our weekly, like kind of implementing it and bringing it into our weekly fun competitions, where it's given me a lot of time to like feel it out and learn things each week. Like, okay, if I do this, or it seems to happen, if one person is not on judging, or I don't know, it let me find those issues and get used to it. That way, when it did pop up, like I used it for STC at the hobby shop all last season.
Yeah.
So that's how there's quite a bit of stuff from the South Texas guys. That's why some of those people have, pretty high scores, because I was using it throughout the year. And we, it worked really well and made things go. Like we went from our first last year, the first round, in 2024, and then in the first round of 2025, I'd say we were having like 3-4 hour, sometimes even longer competitions. And a lot of that was just figuring out the format, figuring out the brackets, okay, everybody qualified. Now we have an hour and a half long break so we can get everybody's score averaged, get them all put into the bracket, and then, so our competitions went from being like 4 or 5 hours to being like 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Nice.
There's so less downtime. It was like,
Yeah.
as we were done with qualifying, brackets were done. It was ready to go.
Yeah.
I don't tell everybody, okay, go take a lunch and, we'll have
Yeah.
45 minutes to warm up again. It was like, let's go. Let's do it.
That's our thing. Like we would have to do qualifying, and then after that we had to go back and, get everyone's best score and then put them all in order and then put everybody into the challenge bracket. Whereas this, I mean, I assume you just literally, if people are signed up,
just done,
then they get a qualifying score and then boom, you're done.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. One click.
Let's look at the app a little bit.
Yeah. So if I share, is that the best approach?
Yep.
I think so.
So
Walk you guys through it.
yeah, this is gonna take a little bit of a.
Yeah, he's gonna have to
Meandering.
readjust all the screens, but
Well, I want to mention while he's getting it all set up, for the people that are watching, don't wait to set it up until you're going to a competition. Like if you go in and sign up beforehand as a tournament organizer, we can then just add you to the tournament versus if you go in, Josh made it where we can add you. If you're not in the system, we can add you to the system. But for you to take control of your profile, you have to still create another one, and then we have to contact Josh and tell him like, hey, merge these two profiles together. That way it's all one thing. There's not two. Otherwise there's two driver profiles there for the same person.
Yeah. If people can sign up, it makes it way easier. We got a thing that we're working on, where if you go to like an unclaimed profile, let's pretend that Davey is an unclaimed profile, as in like this wasn't a user when it was made, it's just one that someone's created during the tournament. We're going to have a button on it that basically says like claim this profile.
Claim it.
And we'll go and manually check it. Like I'll be the one who goes and reviews it, and I'll make sure that like, you've got the same name and like you were actually at these events and all that kind of thing. And like, just kind of like solidify that side of it, because it's a problem we've had for a while. But like Aaron says, if you go and sign up beforehand, then you will save us the world of pain. Cool. Can you guys see all right? I'm assuming so.
I think so.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Um,
I have
on.
one question. Is this Shade CN?
No.
Okay.
For those who care, I think it's Panda. It's
Okay.
Panda CSS or something. But yeah, I like Shad. Shad's cool. So I mean, obviously this is our homepage. Nothing too special. Bragging about some stuff. There's like a mini driver table here. We should probably talk about like our driver ratings separately in a bit, maybe.
Yeah,
Aside from
I
that.
really am attracted to the concept of going platinum, dude. I'm trying to go platinum.
Yeah, hell yeah, cool. That's what matters. Obviously, we got our guys here. There he is, the man himself, and obviously Dan Millennials and Zero Phil. Like I say, like obviously Aaron has been like a big advocate for it, and like he says, like all the events he's run through it, and like every time he's ever come to me with a bug, I've tried my best to fix it as quick as possible, because like his feedback's been invaluable in taking us where we are genuinely. So yeah, he gets a free spot here where he belongs, and then these two guys obviously have also supported us in their own ways. So yeah, check them out if you haven't checked them out. But yeah, so this is the main thing. All of this is also available in our mobile app. Like it's the exact same experience. Like you'll be hard pushed to find any difference between it. So yeah, like I'll start from the map, because like I say, that was like the heart of it originally, right? So this was something we started here in the UK. There was already like a data set built by a couple other guys in the UK, and we basically took that originally and we were just updating it whenever people messaged us. But we quickly realized it'd be quicker if there was like a form for them to use, and then like another form for them to update it and that kind of thing. So you can kind of see how that like snowballed into what it is. So now we're at the point where all of these tracks in the UK are like managed by their owners. They come in and they put events in. You can see here there's like this little dot on it that says these guys have got an event. So this is Clipping Point that I was talking about earlier. You can go and see like the days they're running, what they're up to. I think they've got a comp coming up soon that might be in here somewhere.
They're putting all their just any basically they're putting up any kind of activity basically at their track as a
Yeah.
driver.
Yeah, so like if you think about like Facebook events, right? Like a lot of people in the community, they go and make a Facebook event for like I'm doing this thing. Well, like we would really like to like push people to consider also adding their event to our website when they go to do that. And like we get a lot of eyes on this, right? It's pushing like I think last time I checked, it was like over 1,000 visitors every week, right? So like imagine, 1,000. Obviously, 1,000 people won't be relevant to your event, but even if it's 3 or 4, then it's some eyes on it that could be of value.
We're gonna bump those numbers up. We got to do that.
Yeah, that would be awesome. So yeah, you can go in here. There's a map.
You can do your tickets into stuff, or you can sell tickets, right? If I'm not mistaken, I've seen where the organizers can.
You can for sure. So basically step one is like if you're a track owner, you can go here and register your track, right? You just once you've signed up with your account, you can go and make a track. Anyone can do this. You can list your other track owners, you put in the address, all of that, and then you will have a track, and that will be like manually approved by me just to make sure that like the data is good. But basically as soon as I approve your track, then you're good to go. You'll appear on the map wherever you said it was. Oh geez.
So you can have multiple users as owners of a track?
Yeah, you can have multiple track owners. And then you can also own multiple tracks yourself. So like here, I'm currently the owner of these 5 tracks, and you can see them all there.
Nice, dude. Congrats.
Cheers. So yeah, and like I say as well, like damn millennials obviously helped us with a lot of like plotting in the US. But if people see their track on here and they're like, hey, that's my track, I want to go and create events for it and organize it, just message me and I can assign you as the owner, or I can delete these and you can just go and set it up yourself if that's preferred. So yeah, we got quite good coverage of the US. It's not our best. Europe was actually really interesting when this came about. So all of these tracks you see here across Europe, right? So like outside of the UK, they were all created by the track owners. Like we didn't go in and create any. These were just organically produced. And it was like one guy would sign up and then you'd see like 4 pop up around him where other guys heard about it. And like we literally watched it spread across Europe on this map. So you can see now like Europe's absolutely packed, right? Like I had no idea half these tracks.
I had no idea either. That's crazy. I mean, even the UK looks insane to me.
The UK is crowded at the minute. It's busy. But no, it's good. It's good. It's good.
Like you guys for sure have more RC drifters per capita than we do out here. There's no.
You'd be surprised. Like there's a big thing at the minute in the UK where like there's almost too many tracks for the number of drivers.
Yeah.
Where like you'll go to a track and there'll only be like 3 guys there.
Yeah.
That side that part of the UK at the minute is like a bit of a hot topic where like some tracks are like they think that they're not. Some tracks are dying because there's like way too many tracks for the amount of people.
It's that phase of something exploding where like the system overcorrected a little bit.
Yeah, and I don't mean to brag either, but like there was a big part of that was in 2024 where when I said about we moved from like carpet to like we tried to find a surface, I'm going to sound really big-headed, but we were like the first people in the UK to like try out like PVC sheet for it.
Mm-hmm.
And we basically found a supplier in the UK and you can buy PVC sheet for like 25 quid a sheet or something. Like they're 1 by 2 meter sheets, right? So immediately, as soon as other people saw that, they were like, oh, I can like go make a hard surface track in like 10 minutes. I just got to find a hole and go and buy these sheets, right?
Yeah.
So there was like a massive explosion in 2024. You can see down here, right? Like, yeah. So our track shut down now. Our track used to be here, and we were like, obviously, we were only 20 minutes, 30 minutes away from these guys, and it's like that's arguably too close to be trying to have 2 tracks, and there's just not enough people.
Yeah.
But hopefully, everything we're doing with RCDrift.io and everything else will hopefully grow that in the long run. That's the goal.
It's funny. You mentioned this briefly earlier, but like just being where we are geographically, like we are here, we're trained that, basically sub 2 hour drive, that's normal, that's like any day I would do that. And like you said, people aren't trying to drive more than like 40 minutes there.
Yeah, no, the UK, the people really don't travel very much. Like they don't, if it's over like an hour and a half, I think people get like a bit wincy and they're like, well, I'll just make my own track. So yeah, it's funny. It's a funny time here. But to show you the other side of this, this is Japan. And Zero Fill helped us plot I think pretty much all of this data. But like, look here, right?
Yeah.
That's like a 20-minute walk kind of thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's mad. And like so many of these tracks will be absolutely packed as well, right? Like
Right.
Japan is such a crazy example of like where the hobby could be in terms of like, you know, there's just so many people who want to do it that like all of these tracks are kind of, you know, completely valid in their existence, which is wild, right? And like, I mean, I could sit and talk about Japan RC drifting forever, right? Like the style and everything, but yeah, just to show you the you know, the other side of it, you know, and yeah, and then everything in between is generally pretty quiet. There's a few popping up here and there.
Is this Globe thing? Is that like a third party API kind of deal, or did you guys make that? Because that's sick.
Yeah, no, I mean the Globe is I think it uses like Mapbox or. Yeah, I think it's called Mapbox, but it's basically a fancy version of like a Google Map, right?
Yeah.
And then obviously all of the data we track in our database and we plot it all on afterwards. So like obviously the Globe thing is just third party, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Like it's free service as well. You know, I always say this as well. A lot of people try and spin up like their own map, or like and then they're like they get a bit funny with us. And they're like, oh, you're going to be like annoyed, like I've made a map. But my whole thing is that like anyone in the world should be making a map, right? Like I think Aaron did it recently, right? Yeah. Like you map like the SDC rounds or something, and like everyone should be, not everyone, but like the people who are willing to should be going out and like plotting data and like making maps and stuff, because like it doesn't matter that it overlaps with what we're doing, right? The whole goal is that like the whole hobby grows and the whole thing grows. So like the more of us doing it, the better, you know, the more places to find this information, the better. Like I would hate anyone to sit there and think like, oh, that's a cool map, but he's like totally gatekeeping that, or he's like trying to lock everyone in. Like, go for it, you know? Like,
yeah. Well, like they're like, I mean, you're not. It's not like the map is valuable to us just for information wise, but it's not like monetarily valuable to you. You know?
No.
Like,
yeah.
It's just sharing info.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
And I this is what I love about this project is, you know, maybe you have plans for it in the future, but like it's just your passion, right? You happen to be a developer, you like RC drifting, so you made this app, and that's very awesome for all of us, because you know this was a need, and you know it's free, so
yeah, yeah, exactly. And like that's another thing we get as well. Like I always say that to people running tournaments, I'm like, just go and use our app. Like, it's completely free. And they're like, well, I don't want to get like settled in with it and then you start charging for it or something. But I'm like, I cannot express this enough. We are never going to charge for like anything on here. It's like we have zero intention of making money from this in this way, right? Like it's there's and also I don't think there's enough money to be making off it anyway. So like there's really no point. It is genuinely like a passion project, and it's like just here to help try and blow up the scene.
That's sick, because I know there are definitely some costs associated with keeping something like this running. So
there's a little bit, but it's fine. We take the L. It is what it is. So yeah, anyway, like once you've come in, you set up your track and you've like listed some events. So just to show you how you're going to list an event. So like this is our track. You can see here, you can create an event. You can go in, you can say however long it is, all that stuff. And we support ticketing, right? So if you've ever wanted to sell tickets for an event and you're like, I really don't want to use PayPal, friends and family, because it's terrible. Yeah. You can go in here and you can set up like a Stripe account that you link with it. Obviously, mine's already set up. Let me show you where that is. So in the edit track, I think there's like a whole thing down here. And you can see I've got Stripe connected, but you basically set that up, and you can set up a Stripe account via this. You don't have to go and sign up externally. It will like walk you through it and be like, you an individual, you're a business, all that stuff. And then what you can do is on your events, you can have ticketing or all like that. And you can build out these like ticket types and stuff, which is based on like driver rank and other stuff. A good example of this is an event we've got on sale tomorrow, which is our like first big one of the year. You can see here there's like these 4 ticket types, and it's like if you're diamond, you can buy this ticket. If you're platinum, you can buy this one. And it like ties into the driver ratings and stuff. Obviously, if you don't care about any of that, you can just do like a all entry, and it's this much money, and you can cap it at however many people get in it. It's pretty sophisticated as well. It does stuff like you hold the ticket for like 15 minutes, and then if you don't buy it, it gets put back in the bucket, and like all of that stuff that you'd want for like proper ticketing, right?
That's
a lot. That's sick.
It's just all these things when you do start making a project like that, where you're just like, the amount of stuff you have to account for just starts coming out, and you're like, oh god, this is so
Yeah.
complicated now.
Yeah. It is honestly like obviously I do it for my job, so like I can cover a lot of it, but like most of this stuff, so like the ticketing and stuff was all built before like AI became like a big trend in development. So like for anyone who doesn't know, like there's obviously this huge thing with like vibe coding and like using AI to build tech and stuff. And
I'm a
like a lot
big
of that's
vibe coder,
really
yeah.
like it's really valid, like really cool new stuff that people are doing. And like of course we're leveraging it to some degree, but when we started this project, it literally wasn't a thing, right? Like,
Yeah.
so like we built ticketing out by hand and all of that. And like even the first versions of the tournament software was all like built by hand and stuff.
That's sick.
So yeah, it is like, it's real tech, if you will. No offense to anyone who vibe codes.
Don't. That's me.
Yeah, fair. So I was going to show as well. So once you've made your events, you can go to the calendar. And this is something that doesn't get as much use as I would like. Like I say, like it kind of leans on the owners setting up their events, but this ideally is like a unanimous calendar for the world in terms of like where I could be driving, right? Like imagine you went on holiday and you were like, oh, I wonder if they've got a track there and what day they run. Like you could just come in here and you could be like, oh, I'm going on holiday. When's a good example? I'm going on holiday in April, right? I can go see, I'm going to be there. I'm like, oh, cool. In the UK, they've got this. It's obviously everything's filtered by like region as well. And like, basically we want this to be like a central hub for like just one calendar for everything RC Drift, right?
That's beautiful.
Yeah. And like I say, like the ticketing stuff obviously plays into the events and you can go buy them here and whatnot. So yeah, that's kind of the heart of that. I'll show you one other thing that we are about to embark on a much bigger journey with, which is our marketplace. So this was another side idea that we had where obviously in the UK, there's a bunch of shops. And I think we've gotten a few in here that are from outside of the UK as well. But the idea was that we would go to these shops and we would basically take all of their products and we'd put them in one marketplace. And it kind of works for now. Like I said, like you can tell it's broken, the images are broken, but like the idea here is that you search RDX and it's like this shop has this part, or this shop has this part, like one place to go and find all the parts, right? We're going to be basically overhauling this whole thing. Obviously it's very broken, but as a side part of this, we want to introduce like a buy and sell marketplace for people, right? Because a lot of that is done on Facebook at the minute, and a lot of that has like no trust behind it. So like if someone lists a part on Facebook, you kind of don't really know that it's gonna like turn up. You don't really know who they are, any of that, right? Whereas with our driver ratings, we can kind of like validate who people are, and we can be like, he's a real driver, he went to this event, he did this, he's like gold rank, whatever. We kind of want to like tie that into like a user-based marketplace where you can list parts, and like obviously we have all the ticketing stuff for payments and everything anyway, right? So it's very easy for us to do like a vintage kind of style thing where like you pay for the part and then the funds only get released whenever you receive it and that kind of thing. So watch this space. A lot is going to be coming here very soon.
My professional life is in e-commerce, so basically it's an automotive parts shop, but I just happen to be the one that learned how to program first.
Nice. That's cool.
I'm trying to think about like how you would link this all up, because I guess are you having the shops like export their products and then just uploading them here, or so you could just straight up connect the two?
The version 1 of this, we went for the ask for forgiveness approach, and we just straight up scraped all of their shops.
Okay.
I won't share too much about how we do that, but
I know, we
go some means, and we were scraping all of their shops. But obviously they go and like change their Shopify theme or whatever, and anyone who knows about scraping knows that it's often temperamental, which is why it's in the state that it is. I think we still scrape like every couple of weeks. We'll go and get extra data, but for the most part, it hasn't worked out too well. So from the shop side, like I said, obviously users will be able to go and hopefully add their products here. But from the shop side, we want to build out like a proper Shopify integration for it.
Yes.
The idea then is that you'll go to your track, you can go here, a bit like the Stripe one, and you can say, hey, connect Shopify. And then we will have like a genuine link to like the Shopify API, and we'll go and get all the data and all that stuff. So that will probably come soon as well. Like that lift there is actually much less work than it is for the whole like user marketplace and stuff, but obviously it relies on most shops using Shopify, which I think most do from what I can tell anyway.
Most are going to be, I mean, there's a few oddball ones here and there, but yeah, definitely most people are going to be using Shopify. That would be really cool. Like if I was a a retailer, that's what I would be setting up, because that'd be sick.
Yeah, I mean, like it's basically free advertising at the end of the day, right? Like,
Yeah.
I was talking to my business partner, and he's often like whack like an affiliate link on that kind of thing, and I'm like, I don't really want to. Like, I know these shops are kind of struggling anyway, right?
Right.
Like, most of them are here in the UK. Like, they're not struggling, but like they aren't making the profit they deserve. in my opinion.
Like it's they're keeping the doors open, but they're not getting rich.
Yeah, exactly. And like, if we can offer anything that just gets more eyes on their shop, or even if some guy comes in here and he's like, oh, I really need that part, and he's like, oh, this shop actually has it, and I didn't even know they existed. Like, that's a win, And if it's like I say, like if it's a small lift for us to do something like a Shopify integration, then that kind of thing is like a big win in my books.
Yeah, I mean, because that'd be cool, because like inventory is usually an issue if you have a specific thing that you want. Like, it can be difficult to even find it in stock. So if you have all these stores connected, if they see the vision, I could see them not wanting to do this, but
yeah,
you can come here and find something that's in stock and order from a place that you might not have come across before, right? Like,
yeah, exactly. And I mean, the first version of this was pretty wild, because we put it live, and like immediately some shop came in and they were like, how come that guy is like got all of his products on the homepage and I don't? And he was like, how much can I pay you to be at the front? And I was like, oh geez, like it hadn't even crossed my mind. I was like, that's such a can of worms I don't want to get into. So yeah, like, but we'll figure some stuff out to make that kind of
that
thing
is a tricky
less
one.
awkward.
That is a tricky one.
Yeah. Anyway, and then I guess after the map, after the marketplace and the calendar, the big thing is obviously the driver ratings, right? Which ties into like tournament software, which I'll show you in a minute. But the idea here is that once you're signed up as a user, you can start working on your driver rating, which is like a regional rank of like how well you've done in competition, right? So this is kind of like way more about the competitive side of stuff.
Shout out to Dan.
Yeah, you'll see some names here. So we recently did change to this as well. So this was literally last week we changed this, where we previously had like a global rank, and it wasn't really working out how we wanted. I haven't talked about this anyway yet, but the global rank was like you take every driver everywhere in the world and you compare them, right?
Yeah.
Which obviously isn't going to work if you don't have enough crossover in that data.
Yeah, you need the cross-pollination.
Yeah, exactly, right. So that wasn't working for us. So what we've done is we've changed it to be regional. So we already had regional ranks, but now your like global rank is your best regional rank. Which again, like this list here, this all page, I always say to people, like, don't really go and look at the all page, because it's like, it's not really true. It still kind of has that problem of like, there's no crossover of the data.
Yes. Yeah. If the drivers aren't driving with each other, with, you have to connect all the little groups of people.
Yeah, exactly. I guess anyone who's watching and wondering what I'm talking about. So the whole rating system works like a ELO chess rating system. It's like comparison of battle data, right? So like you battle, say you go and battle a driver at a competition. He has whatever many amount of points. You have whatever amount of points. And then after the battle's said and done, whoever wins walks away with more points and the other guy walks away with less points. And so the whole thing has to be like relative if you start thinking about the wider picture, right?
Yeah.
And that's where like the crossover of data is really important. And like,
yeah, like if you have one group and then one guy from that group, travels somewhere and competes with another group, then, it has a bad day. That's only one, that's only one battle that he's lost, but it's going to affect the ranks of like, people around them.
Yeah, and it's this like ever exchanging point system, right? Basically only new points get put into the system when a new driver joins, but aside from that, it's like this like fluid exchange. Obviously it's not just like a bog standard elo system. We've done some like other stuff which I'll talk about in a minute, but yeah, ultimately we did that change recently, and you can go in here and you can see essentially where you rank. And every driver starts with 1,000 points, which has been a sore point for some people, because obviously these people down the bottom could have been driving way longer than these guys up here. But yeah, what I say to that is it is what it is. Like if you naturally drive better and you naturally improve, then your rating will improve and you will generally be up higher anyway.
What he's saying is get good, noobs.
Yeah, pretty Pretty much. I said this on our podcast actually. I said like just get better, and
Yeah,
people
try better.
keep quoting me on it and memeing me and stuff. So
Quit losing, do more comps.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, to talk about like how we like compute that rating a little bit more. So I'll show you a cool example here. So this is obviously Hikaru from Japan, and we went out and we worked with Clash of Titans. This was I think start of last month.
Mhm.
And we went out there, we streamed their competition, we used our tournament system, all of that, and we ran Clash of Titans through our ratings. And what we saw was actually really interesting. So Hikaru was a brand new driver to it. So he came in at 1,000 points. Anyone who knows Hikaru knows that he should be like way up the top. Like he's ridiculously good. Yeah. Like essentially like number one in the world, if you may.
Yes.
But he came in and you can see here, like he took a 72-point win, which is like a crazy amount of points. Like you went from 1,000 to 1,072 in one battle, right?
Yes.
And that's because we were already tracking the guy that he went up against first. And because he's a new driver, his first 5 battles have a multiplier on them. And the idea of that is only a multiplier if you win, right? So if you go through your first battles and you lose them all, then you've kind of burnt through your multiplier. But the idea is that it seeds drivers quicker to where they should be. So obviously Hikaru's amazing. He came in and he literally blitzed his first 5 battles. So you can see here, like he just cranked up the points all the way through.
Yeah.
He only started losing. He only got less points as he went on because the drivers he was battling were higher ranked as well.
Yeah.
So obviously, like if you're beating someone who's also high ranked, then the amount of points exchange isn't very much. But you can see here he beats like a lower ranked driver, and like he really shoots up. I'd say that, to be fair, I think Matthias is quite high as well. But yeah, like I say, that we've built a bunch of those like little systems into it to make it what we think is a little bit more accurate and a little bit more fair. Like this, like new driver.
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't want to have to do 15, 20 battles to get your score where it should be, right?
Yeah, exactly. And like in the case of like Hikaru, like it makes sense in our situation that we won him near the top because we know in the real world he is near the top. So if he went to another tournament and did the same again, obviously he wouldn't have the new driver bonus, but he's now like so high up. Like he did one comp and he's where is he? He's 9th, right?
Yeah.
That's 9th on the all table. This was ran in Europe, so where is he on this?
He's 2nd.
Yeah, there you go. In one comp, right? And like obviously that's like where he's meant to be. So we do a lot of stuff.
Right. I mean, that's right. That's 100% accurate. Like
yeah, exactly. And on top of this, another thing that we haven't announced, but we're like in the process of like trialing and figuring out is it's like we're calling it like gradings for tournaments at the minute. We don't really know what the official name's going to be, but it's like gradings, and that's because a lot of people had issues with situations where, say, they went to drive at like Drift Wars at Aaron's track, right, which is like a super casual, like, you know, it's arguably a little bit fun for the most part, and it's a much smaller scale competition, right? And people would go and do these little comps, and they would be almost annoyed that like the amount of points that were exchanged at that was the same as like Clash of Titans, which is like 120 of the best drivers in the world or whatever else. So we're playing with what we're calling grades at the minute, and the idea is that there's going to be free grades, free tiers, free grades, whatever you want to call it. And there'll basically be club level, which is like, you know, Drift Wars, like super fun stuff at your club. There'll be a middle level, which is regionals, and that is like the bog standard of what we have now. And then we have majors, which is basically like the best of the best, the biggest in the world. It would be like SDC World, it would be like, you know, TDC, RCDC, that kind of thing, right? And the idea is that when you're competing at those levels of comps, the amount of points exchanged is either less or more based on that, right? So if you're driving it at, you know, Drift Wars at Aaron's track, you're not going to exchange that many points, you know, and you'll probably see quite a nice little pool of you and your mates around there kind of shifting around in the ratings anyway, and like those points are still very valid. But if you want to go out and really get some big points, then you need to work your way to like getting to majors, right?
I mean, that makes sense. Like we do like Tandem Tuesday every week, right? It's usually the same 7 or 8 people. And it's not that big of a deal. You know, we don't take it very seriously. You wouldn't want to see that earning as much points as, you know, one of our SDC rounds or one of those big events. That makes sense. Yeah,
exactly. And like that's a problem that like we've only really learned and thought about through like doing this as well. And like the first thought we had was like, well, let's just stop rating those comps, and that wasn't something that we really want to do. Like we would much rather always have all of the data in the world flowing through it, no matter the scale of it. And the idea behind that is that we can offer out like this historical side of it, right? Like imagine 10 years from now, you look back at this, it's really cool to be like, oh, let's go and see Hikaru's history, and you can go here, I can go to Clash
that's
of Titans,
actually sick.
right? And I can be like, oh, there was the battle tree for Clash of Titans 2026, right?
I love that.
And like that whole historical thing, I think is so valuable, and it's just like,
I
as a
agree.
driver, hopefully people appreciate like how nice that is to see.
I was just this year. I was just trying after Hikaru won RCDC. I was trying to like go back and see who had won all of the major, Japanese competitions. It's just you can't. It's like it's hard.
Yeah. It's all it lives somewhere on Facebook, and you probably can't find it, and like whatever. Like this is hopefully the idea is that we offer that historical data behind the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
So hopefully we can get it there, and obviously that gives you a sneak peek of like the tournament side of this as well, right? So. Sorry, I appreciate I'm talking a lot. If you have any questions, please.
No, go. I do. We gotta do one thing real quick. Can we look at the map?
Yeah.
This is
someone
so
added a
stupid,
track,
but we in the U.S. we gotta help our boys Rolling Garage figure out where their track is. It's definitely not in Utah.
Yeah.
Where are they at the
It
minute?
looks like it's showing up in Arizona. They're right.
Yeah, Utah one right.
Oh
there.
no, that's Utah. Yeah.
Nice. Like I say, if they drop me a message, then I can make them the owner, and they can move wherever they want to move.
Mitch got lost, dude.
There's a few people down here as well. This one's funny. This is like people who came in and they didn't put their location in, and this is like the
That's just where it
default.
dumps them.
Yeah. So there's like 4 guys who just live in the ocean.
Like the island. You live on the
I can
island.
help you with. I can help you with one of those. I saw Chris, the establishment out there.
But yeah. I mean, like I say, like hopefully we can work together as a community and like build it out and improve.
Yeah,
it.
totally. Yeah, we like. I'm fully on board with this. We're pushing. We're gonna push this. This is what we want to do.
I appreciate that. It means a lot. Like, and if you need any changes, just say the word. Like, I'm always there. I'm always like, just tell me, and I'll try my best to make it happen as best I can.
I mean, is there any reason why we couldn't put this into effect for next weekend? Like, we just have to have driver registration, right?
Yeah.
You don't even have to technically. Just as a note, you can add them if they're not registered. It just they have to add. If they want to go on and take control of their profile, right now they'll have to do that and let Josh know so he can combine them.
Yeah,
I feel like
awesome.
we're in a training meeting right now.
Yeah.
That was one of the first things that I was against was like, okay, we got here for Drift Wars. I've told everybody about it, but only one person registered, and now we're going to 30 minutes while everybody registers for the app. And
we'll just need to. I'll start it today at the car show, but we will just get everybody to sign up and get the painful part over. I think once you sign up and once the owner's set up, then it's just easy, right?
Yeah, it's infinitely easier. And like you can do other stuff like if you do have a CSV of drivers and stuff, you can import that. I'll show all that now as well, to be fair. So yeah, obviously this part, like I said, it's completely free to use. As soon as you have an account, you can come in here and create a tournament. A lot of people are like, how do I get there? How do I do this? Literally go to tournaments and click create new, and you now have a tournament that you can run. And you can like share this link with anyone in the world, and they can watch the update of the results happening in real time and whatever else, right?
I love this.
So anyone can create a tournament, not just
anyone in the world. Yeah, and anyone could submit stuff to our driver ratings as well. So you basically enable this. Is this a rated tournament? And obviously this doesn't directly mean it's going to be immediately put in there. I will go through and review the data and make sure it's like, looks good.
I was gonna say, I'm like, not me farming rating right now.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. So yeah, I go in and I manually review all of that. Obviously, there's a few like things.
Yeah, dude, I beat Hikaru like 6 times. It's crazy.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Like,
exactly that. So yeah, anyone can go in and make a tournament, give it a region, give it a name, add your judges. Let's go add Aaron. Where is he? Aaron Mulder. There he is. Who else have we got? I'm going to assume you're on here, Logan, maybe.
Yep.
Is this you at the bottom?
Yep.
Handsome picture. Nice.
Thank you.
Is Adam on here as well?
I am not on there yet.
Oh, I'll add myself. That's fine. So yeah, you can add your judges. You can decide how many points you want your judges to have for qualifying, right?
Yeah. So the way we do it is like 40, 40, and 20 or something like that.
Yeah. Do you also do like so like you'd have like this guy's line,
Mm-hmm.
this guy's style, right?
Cool.
Use my lowercase typing one hand.
Cool.
And then angle, right? And you'd be like, this guy's only worth 40, that guy's worth 40, and then what was the other number? 20?
20.
20, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you could set up something like that, and then when you're down in the qualifying settings here, you can go and choose like the algorithm that's used for that.
Oh.
So you don't necessarily have to be like, oh, just add them together, or just add them together and divide by however many judges there are. There's these new options of like, this guy is going to be added after or whatever. You can ideally make that as bespoke as you want. So yeah, add your judges, decide however you want to do scoring for qualifying. You can also do stuff like you can just turn off qualifying if you don't want to run it.
Mm-hmm.
You can technically turn off qualifying and battles, and then when you click start, it just ends the tournament because you're not actually doing anything. But yeah, we see a lot of people who run like battles only tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that qualifying works for
only
that,
tournament.
yeah, exactly, yeah. And like we often split these as well, and we'll run like multiple tournaments for like one actual comp. So a good example of this actually is if I show you Clash of Titans.
Exactly.
Clash of Titans was 3 tournaments, right? It was a qualifying only one to start, so you can go there, see all the qualifying results, and then that tournament was done. We then exported the results from that as a CSV, and then we made a new tournament, and we took the bottom through 32 from that CSV, made a new one that was battles only, and then we ran a bottom 32 bracket, and you can see here these guys were the winners of that, and then we took the winners of that and put them with the rest of the CSV that we had and made another top 32. But like that ability to chain them means that you can do any format you want. Ultimately.
Yeah. Is that something where maybe you guys would consider, having the app do that part for you? Like having basically an event with different tiers, like.
Yeah. So we actually had it. We had a feature that was very close to this format that we did for Clash. And it was like, we supported that one format, or we supported like standard format. Mm-hmm. And what we found was that people just generally always wanted it like a little bit different, or like they just want this bit a little bit different.
Yeah.
This for us has meant that like we can keep each tournament's config pretty simple and understandable, but you can still be really like, you can make it however you want ultimately.
Yeah. Because everyone wants to do it a slightly different way, right?
Yeah, exactly. And like the theory here is
bump up thing, and
yeah, and you should be able to run, I think, in theory, any format if you just learn to sort of chain them together. We might do something in future where once you have 3, you can like group them, but they'll still be under the hood like 3 tournaments. But
I could see something of like, once the one tournament is end, you could like select a bunch of drivers and then have it start a new tournament with those drivers.
Yeah. There might be something we do. So like here we have import CSV. We might introduce something that's like import from another tournament.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Cool.
But yeah, so let me re-add the judges. Sorry, I didn't hit save. Absolute amateur.
Just for reference, for anyone who's watching, I literally just signed up right now.
Nice. It's quick. It is quick. It's like email and password or something. I think.
Someone asked earlier too about track owners. Just reach out to your track owner, have them make their profile, and then they might have to talk with Josh to get associated with the track.
Yeah, if your track's already on there, just message us on rcdrift.io. Like, there's an email, there's a Facebook, an Instagram, wherever. Message me, I will check it and I'll sort you out. So yeah, I've added my judges, and then obviously I have to add like at least one driver. I think you can technically add. Yeah, there you go. So you could have a judge who is driving, which obviously is very frowned upon. Yeah. But yeah, you can go in here and you can add any drivers you want. Let's go add like some of the UK guys that I know off by heart. You can add as many as you want. You want to add Timmy? There you go. Let's add like Hikari, right? And I'll show this while I'm here as well. So if you have a driver who's not signed up for the app, let's say, what's a good name? Do Jeff Smith or something. There's probably no Jeff Smith. There you go. So you get this option once you've typed in their name and it can't find anything. There's an option to say create him as a new guy, and he will be a new driver. And he doesn't have like an account associated to him. He just lives there. But once you make him once, other people can use him and whatever, and his profile can basically be built without him actually being attached to it.
And then he
you
would
can
be
claim
able
it.
to claim that if he wanted to.
Yeah, exactly. He could claim it if that was his points and he decided he wanted to. So yeah, let me just add some other random people. Let's go ahead, James Nash. I'm sure he's watching at home. Adam Gav, is that him? There we go. So yeah, so I've got 8 drivers here. I'm going to add 9, right? Because I want to show what happens when you're in an awkward state. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sorry if I pick someone's name who doesn't want to be on this. There you go. So yeah, so like obviously traditionally 9's really awkward to work with because it means that like obviously if you have a battle bracket, then you're working with like 4, 8, 16, 32, etc. Right? Like numbers that can basically be descendant of like base 2 or whatever. So if you have 9, that's super awkward. But we handle this quite nicely, I think. So add my drivers. I can go and set up qualifying. I can say however many laps I want to do, 1 to 3. I can choose like the order that the qualifying is running. Like some people obviously run like each driver goes and does 1, 2, 3, or you can be like driver 1 does 1, driver 2 does 1, etc. Right? So there's a couple options there. You can set up your scoring for qualifying, etc. All good. And then you get into the battle part, right? And the way this works is that you can do that awkward situation of qualifying the top 8 and then number 9 doesn't make the cut and he has a bad day. Or you can do things like top 16, right? And this looks super weird because you're like, oh, I've got 9 drivers and I'm going to run top 16 bracket. What happens? So I can show you in here. So this all updates in real time as well, right? So like I've picked top 16 there. If I pick top 8, I'll show you. You go check the bracket. It's regenerated.
You can always go back and change it, which is beautiful.
Yeah, even when you're in the tournament, you can still change all of this. Just be conscious that you might lose like some of your progress in terms of like who won a battle or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously we haven't run qualifying yet, so this is empty. But the idea is that if you do this situation, you would have the all 9 of them in here, but driver number 1 would have a buy run, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the buy runs automatically get like passed through to the next stage and all of that cool stuff. So basically, whatever format you want to do and however many drivers you want in it, you can make it work via this setup.
And if you want to put everyone into battles, then you need to select the top that is higher.
Yeah. You basically want to round up from here, and you should be all good. We have a couple cool options here as well. So this protesting one was incredibly controversial in the UK when we released it. It's a funny topic regardless, but basically if you enable protesting, then the drivers, when they're in a battle and they've just had a decision come up, if they're not happy with the decision, they can press protest, and that will basically alert the organizer. There'll be an alert at the top of the page, big and red, and you can't like continue the tournament until you click another button that says resolve this protest.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, super controversial,
and then
but it's a feature.
And then you should hook that up to the PayPal account,
yeah,
so that they're paid.
Yeah, I like that.
$5 a challenge.
Jake is asking about double eliminations. I see a button there, so I think the answer is yes.
Yeah. We support standard and double elimination. You can go see here that means there will be. Oh, I didn't click save again. There we are. There will be like a upper bracket and a lower bracket. Obviously, all of that populates as it should, and like the winner of the lower bracket advances back up to the upper bracket and all of that stuff. So yeah, you can fully cover that if you want. We don't support triple elimination, but don't ask me for it because it's such a headache. So yeah, you can go and build your tournament however you want to build it. And then when it comes time to actually running it, you can go up here, you can press start tournament, and now you're like in it, and you'll see that some of the options have locked. So like you can't change the judging. You can go and add drivers when you're in this state still. They'll just be added to qualifying. You can't change the laps, but then pretty much anything else you can still change afterwards anyway. And the judges will all have this tab option when they go to the tournament. So like to get them going, most of the time if they've been added, they'll just see it here anyway, but you can send them a link and they can go and look at it and open up their like controller for judging, right? And only the judges will have access to it. Oh
yeah,
lost my mic, apologies. So yeah, you'll have essentially all 3 of your judges if you have them here, and they will then be presented with this like, this is the part I was talking about earlier, where like you open it on your phone and you can do this on your phone. So like, imagine it was like this.
I gave him 100.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So you come in here, he does this qualifying run. You say, yeah, you got 100 points. I don't know if Aaron, have you got this open on your phone?
I'm trying to find it right now. It didn't
just
show up in my tournaments.
New tournament. Let me rename it to like demo or something.
I just
can-
found it from the tournaments list.
Yeah, cool. I think I'd put it for like requested rating. Oh, I didn't. If I make it requested rating, yeah, then it will appear for sure. So yeah, imagine we are now in first qualifying run of our drivers, right? Which is Aaron here. You can see this is the qualifying table. Aaron's up now. He's highlighted, and then the judge will have him on his screen. We can see he got 64 points. And then when the other two judges finish, it will update this like overview page. For anyone who's not like either the organizer of the tournament or a judge, they can just go and visit this link, and they'll basically hit this overview page or the qualifying page or the battle page, and that's what we use for like showing people like the real-time results of stuff. So like even if you're not live streaming a competition, you could still go and share that link around, and like anyone from home could just understand like what's happening, when it's happening, kind of thing.
So if we're using this and Adam is live streaming the comp, then he can basically show this stuff on the stream.
Yeah. So
Yes.
if you do this full screen button, this is actually what we do for all of our RC Drift IO live streams as well, where we take this exact live URL with the embed on it, and we inject some styling to make it look however. But you can take this and you can overlay it in OBS. I'll also show this quick. In our blog, there's actually an article on how to do that
Look at that.
nicely. So if you want to use it for OBS, you can.
There you go, Adam.
Go read that. It tells you how to like make it look however you want, and go remove our logo from it or whatever you want to do. So yeah, you can like fully embed all of it, and this updates in real time as well. It's all live. Like when you switch to battles, you'll see it splits to a side by side with the stuff in the middle, and all the scores come in, like the whole thing, the whole shebang.
That's so sick. So I'm looking at the judges panel, and I've given him 100 points. I noticed there's no way to like submit this. Is it just waiting for all three judges?
Yeah, as soon as all three have done it. Has Aaron not found it yet?
Well, I logged into my RC Drift Network page, and then I realized you made me a judge as my Aaron.
He forgot his password.
Yeah.
I kept looking. Yeah, I kept looking. I was like, I'm in. I don't want to say it's not working though, because I don't see the judge tab.
It's broken.
Classic. User error. Nice.
Yeah, it was me.
It's always user error, except it's always your fault as a developer anyways.
It is.
Right.
Yeah. Too true.
That and trying to recreate anything, it's like you can make it happen, and then when you want to show someone that same error, it'll never happen again the same way.
Yeah.
It was doing.
The worst is as a developer when you have to like present something you've made to a room full of people. No matter how hard you've tried, it will crumble. Like I'm amazed. I'm amazed that this hasn't completely fallen to pieces. To be honest.
All right, so yeah, I got my judging app now.
There you go. So he's judging from halfway across the world on the same tournament. So if you pick a score now, Aaron.
0.
So Logan, you gave 100, right? What did I give? 84. There you go. It's going crazy.
Oh my
Nice.
god, dude,
That's
it is so
such
cool.
that like even though that it's just counting numbers, that's a great animation.
I appreciate that. Obviously, we left this on 100 points, and we left the score as like, there's. Yeah. Let me see if I can change that. I don't think I've ever changed that live. We'll see what happens. We might have to rejudge. Yeah, there we go. Aaron is judging himself right now.
That's
It was a
Yeah, there you
go.
remarkable run.
There you go. He gave himself 100. That's
That's sus, dude.
Accurate.
Very sus.
yeah. So there you go. That's obviously more typical score that you would see, and then everyone is judged. So now I can go and click start next run, and it will move
So
on to the
the
next
head
driver.
judge basically is going to have that. Is that how that
Yeah,
works?
I mean, so we run it as like whoever's doing the live stream or whatever will be the one in charge of that button, but you could have the head judge have it. Like whoever basically sets up the tournament is in charge of clicking that, like do the next thing kind of button.
Okay.
Whoever creates the tournament.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, obviously we don't have to go through and judge all of these. There's also this randomize thing, which came in as a special request where when you're in qualifying, you can say, go and randomize it. And it'll basically give all the drivers some random results.
Yeah.
You can do this as many times as you want. Like I can keep clicking randomize and they'll keep changing.
Rando Tandos.
Yeah, exactly right. Like
That's what we used it for.
It's a thing that people wanted where, if you just want to randomly put some drivers together, then it's a cool feature for that.
Yep.
So now we've finished qualifying, and basically whenever you click this end qualifying button, that's when you will move into the battle stage if you've enabled it, and your bracket will be seeded. So let me go and set this back up, like I said before, as a top 16. We'll just
Get
do
a cool
standard
little
now.
qualifying completed.
Yeah, so anyone watching at home will see that, and they'll basically sit and wait for the next part, right? But then as the owner, I can click end qualifying, And then this has built it out. And like I said, so I did a top 16 with 9 drivers, which is obviously you would never do that. But you can see here it's that
Aaron guy is good, man.
Yeah, he smashed it. Yeah, even on the random qualifying, he did well. Yeah, 71, nice. So yeah, it's obviously built the bracket.
One thing I'll point out here is make sure you have a good profile pic because this is what's going to be on the stream.
Yeah. Exactly. So yeah, there you go. So I did top 8 now. You can see we've cut off one of the drivers. There's like a bar here that shows obviously Rory didn't make it. Nothing new there. So yeah, so we got a top 8 and then we go to overview. You can see these guys are the ones who are going to be battling now, and the judges will have this like pick a winner kind of thing. A lot of people get a bit caught up on this where they think they have to like score both parts of the run, and I'll show you something in a sec. But for this one specifically, it's basically you run both halves of the battle, as in like drivers go, drivers swap, and they go again, and then you pick the winner.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of people ask for this like new style of it, so we've got this like advanced one now, and that is where you have run 1 and run 2, and you score like the lead and the chase out of 5, and then it basically tells you who won, kind of thing.
I'm not capable of that. That's too complicated for
me. Yeah, to be fair, I tried it just casually not long ago, and it's quite nice that it basically starts you on 5 points, and you're like, oh, that guy made a mistake. I'm going to knock him down to 3, and then you're like, oh, that guy also made a mistake. Knock him down. Yeah. Right, and then it like you don't have to like retain that in your head between the runs.
I should try it before I bash it, but
yeah, give it a spin. Cool. I'm not fully sold on it. For me, I'm a simple man, you know. This does what I need for the most part.
Dude, that's so fast. Like updating on my end, that's so crazy.
I hit Guru too.
What's the tech there for like refreshing everybody?
It uses it's WebSockets.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. No one's going to care about this, but
it's fine.
A lot of people use WebSockets in the wrong way, and this is fully developer rated. Where a WebSocket is basically like this thing happened, and then you receive it on the other end, right? But
yeah,
a lot of people put a load of data in WebSockets, and it makes them really slow and stuff. So anyone listening is a developer.
Which defeats the whole purpose of WebSockets.
Yeah, a socket should basically be something happened. Go and fetch some new data.
Yeah.
So that's the way this works. Basically, it's like, oh, a judge did a thing, and then the app goes, oh, okay, let's go get the new data.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolute tidbit. So yeah, did you guys vote already?
Oh no,
I did. Yeah.
Sorry, Aaron.
I don't know why this guy shouldn't be highlighted at this point. I'll take a look at it after, but there you go. So yeah, then you get the judges decided that you can go and change your mind. Like as long as no one's hit start next run, you can go and change it. You can have split decisions. You can save one more time. Obviously, if you all won one more time and then you click start next battle, it basically clears it and you go again.
Reset it.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, so you can see here, Yukari won, Aaron's knocked out, also unsurprising, and then you start your next battle, and it moves on, and you just keep going like that until your tournament's done, basically.
Dude, this is so sick.
I'm watching this live on my third like little window here. It's so fast.
Nice, glad to hear it. And obviously, like I'm in the UK right now, right? Like there's thousands of miles between all of us. Like
yes.
So yeah, I mean
that's the part that trips me up is just like how is it so quickly going on between all of us? It's insane.
Nice. So yeah, that's kind of it for tournaments. And like I say, if you set it up so that it's going to be a rated tournament and you want to be part of the drive ratings, then you can do that regardless of like whatever your event is. And like I said, there'll be like 3 tiers to this very soon. But I will always go and review the data manually, and I will basically approve it, assuming it's legitimate, good data. And then you can start like ranking your local drivers and other stuff. One other little thing I'll show you. I appreciate I've been rambling so much. And
no, it's great.
I've taken over your podcast. So I apologize.
One quick thing with the new tournament rating system. How will you go back and assign ratings to? How are you going to do that?
Yeah. We will. We always like backdate whenever we make algorithm changes. So we like I say, we've been trialing it recently. We also do a lot of stuff we'll take them as they are, and then we'll go and run like simulations against them in terms of like, if we try it with this results, what does it look like, and that kind of thing. And yeah, obviously the end goal is always to make it as fair and accurate as possible. But yeah, when they come out, we'll backdate it. I just wanted to show this. This is a new little feature that we've been working on. And what you can do here is, say you were running like a championship. So I was like, let's call it 2026 Cup because I'm typing with one hand. You can create a leaderboard, and what you can do here is go and add a bunch of the bunch of those tournaments in. Sorry, so like I could add like the Clash, bottom and top 32, or like if I had like round 1 of a tournament and round 2 of a tournament, like that kind of thing. You can put them all in here, and then when you save it, and it builds out like a championship standing, if you will, based on the tournaments that you put in it. Additionally to this, if you don't want to do that, you can just add like a driver version of this, right? So you could say now I've got a leaderboard with 2 drivers in it, and the idea here is that like we want people to start taking their tournaments they've built and like build out like series around them, or just these general leaderboards.
So in this setup, you would want to create all your tournaments for the series first.
Well, you don't necessarily have to. You would basically come in here
do
and
them as they go,
updating
I
it.
guess.
Yeah. So you'd be in here, you'd click edit, and you'd be like, "Oh, we just ran. We did round 2 or whatever." Like,
and you can add it to that. Okay, I see.
Yeah, I think I've got a cool one that was a nice example of this. Where so that 2024 championship I spoke about before, like I went back and put all of the rounds and the final in here and built like a nice little leaderboard from it. But again, like you can go and share this link with anyone. So like, if you're running a series and you're like, I don't want to be tracking points in a spreadsheet, like we're trying to kind of break into that space and make that easier as well.
I mean, this is like, so the one thing that comes up is like, the way STC works, we have to submit our points to them, and then we have to wait for them to decide to update their website to see what our points are. I mean, we kind of sometimes track them on our own, but nice. Like, it's way nice to be able to just instantly see as soon as the battle's over, like, or as soon as the tournament's over, like what the point situation looks like.
Yeah, exactly. Like imagine every regional just went and ran the tournament through here, right? And then like the points were just immediately in, and like everything just kind of works smoothly. That is the idea in the long run.
We do the series for Drift Wars where we have our top 10 that runs, where they're battling up and down the list. So it makes it good for that as well, because it's just a separate. Right now we just have it up on a whiteboard where we write it and we just switch the names as they go. But
yeah. You can associate it to a track as well. So I think we have one here. So once you've made your leaderboard, you can go and edit your track, and you can assign like a leaderboard to it.
Nice.
So if I go do that,
that's sick.
And then like exactly like you said, Aaron, like if you were running like Drift Wars, you could then be like, oh, this track has this cool like local leaderboard, right?
Yeah.
Obviously it's got like tons of drivers in it, but you could do your Drift Wars and have them living there, and like they would be assigned points and all that stuff.
Love it.
And it's funny, I pulled up my little document that I was working on of like what I wanted my version of this to do, and I'm looking at all of the things. I'm like, yep, it does all of that.
Nice. If there's anything on there that's not done, let me know.
Yeah, I will.
I'll get cooking.
Yeah, I'm like, so just to be honest with you, like I kind of started. I've been procrastinating for a while on it, so like it's my own problem, but like I've been thinking about this for a couple years, and since I went to STC Worlds the first time, which was 2 years ago, and I was just like, I kept going back to like different phases of like planning it. Okay, how's this gonna work? I kind of started working on it. I had like skeleton going, and then like is like the week that I was like sitting down to like really dig into actually making it. Then I saw like an announcement for RC Drift IO, and I was like, "Oh, cool,
no,
sick." Well, I don't have to do that now.
You should still give it a jab. I'd want.
Yeah, I think I have other ideas to work on too, but yeah, it's cool.
Nice, I appreciate that. Cool.
I'm so impressed.
If anyone ever wants to have one of those demos live, I have a Google Meet link that you can take and basically book yourself in for like a 30-minute call with me, and I will walk you through it. On one hand, I want to get it to out as many people as possible, and obviously I want to grow it and just generally help the community like grow in that way. So hopefully it becomes like a standard tool that people leverage.
It's amazing, dude. Like I said, this is just a little side project for you. I know the amount of time that it takes to do this stuff. You're not really getting anything out of it, other than just experience and people enjoying it. Obviously, like big props to you, man. Like being so
Oh, thank you
accessible
so
for
much.
everyone and helping everybody out with the features they want and just running it, keeping it running. That's amazing.
I appreciate that. It's my little bit. I'm doing my bit for the community.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It's a big bit. It's a really
Yeah.
big bit. We need to get everybody on this. Like, I really mean that.
I appreciate that. Nice. Yeah, fully hijacked your podcast. So I apologize.
No, I mean this is what we were
that's what we
planning.
wanted. That's what we wanted.
Awesome.
Hopefully, I know you guys are always doing. I see you doing podcasts and stuff here and there, but hopefully, this can help spread the word a little bit more.
Yeah, genuinely, I'm so grateful that you guys have had me on and let me take over in this way as well. Like, you guys, you've been doing like amazing work, and I've been watching for such a long time. And like,
oh, cool.
Genuinely, like, a little bit starstruck, meeting you guys. Like, it's really
It's the
appreciated.
other way. Wait.
No, absolutely not. No, it's really cool. It's cool what you guys do. Like, I love the podcast. Like, it's
Sick.
you deserve a lot of credit just for sticking with it, to be honest. Like, there's a lot of people who spin up like one episode of something and then they're like, man, it didn't do well, so give up. But like, you guys have kind of pushed through that, and like, it's really cool to see you like growing and doing well now as well.
Yeah.
So it's awesome.
That is a bit of a challenge. Like for us, like it's not every week that we want to sit down and do this on Thursday, but you just kind of do it. I think we do that big break in the off season, and that helps a lot. So
For
Nice.
sure.
Hopefully you get to drive a lot as well, right?
oh yeah.
Well,
Nice.
That's the main thing.
everyone else, I'll be taking a hiatus for competition streams coming up here. So
Yeah.
driving between breaks. That's about it.
It's rough for Adam. He's kind of far from the track, and then when we do have our events, he's running the live stream. So
I know that feeling. Yeah.
It's fun.
Is it?
Like, it's fun for me though.
but
Do you-
yeah,
do you
so
do
I can
like,
tell you, like Adam is very excited. I promise to use this because it's pretty cool. Like if we could use this on our streams, because he does all that, like showing driver names and scores and everything.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
does all that manually now. So
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
The fact that I can like take that out. Hey, I'm not worried about April now. So like,
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, he
Awesome.
has like a period where he won't be able to do the stream, and we're gonna have to do it, and this is gonna make that way easier.
Nice. That's cool. That's cool. Hopefully it saves you some time and you can go out and do some more laps as well, right? That's
for
what matters
sure.
at the end of the day.
For sure.
Yeah. Do you do commentary as well at your streams?
I'm not. I suck at being very extroverted, so we have another guy for that. But
Yeah.
Nice.
yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. Awesome.
That'll be fun.
Oh, okay. I'm being told that my roast dinner is ready, so I may have to love you and leave you.
Oh, that's fair.
Honestly,
Is it-
this has been a great podcast already.
Yeah.
And yeah, I still need to get ready for going up north. So,
Cool.
but
man.
yeah, Josh, thanks for being on. This has been great.
No, thank you for having me. Genuinely.
Aaron, you too.
Nice to see you,
I
Aaron.
appreciate getting to be a part of it.
Aaron,
I'm excited to
Aaron,
see
can you do a
everybody.
kickflip on a fingerboard? Because we're
That's
kind of
all I got.
lacking in the
I know
kickflip area.
I'm not the kick flip guy. I can't.
All right,
Well,
that's got to
I'll-
be the first episode without a kickflip in a long time.
No, I mean,
For
I
real.
accidentally showed one earlier. Yeah. hold on. Let me give a little pop up and then DJ doing a kickflip.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Anyway,
Shout out to Mark and Ken for super chats. We really appreciate that.
yeah, Ken also
Absolutely.
made one last Thursday as well, but it didn't show up because he chatted so darn early before the stream.
Yeah.
Oh, hey Josh, thanks for being a guinea pig for first UK guest on the stream.
Pleasure. Honestly, a pleasure. If you ever want to chat to anyone else from the UK, let me know and I'll go
Yeah,
and
we will.
poke them.
We will.
All right,
Awesome. Cool.
you guys,
Thank you so much.
I
Yeah.
honestly think we're done anyway.
Yeah.
Logan, do you have anything?
Awesome,
Aaron, do you
guys.
have anything?
No, all
That's
good.
it.
Thank you,
All right.
guys.
All right, you guys, thanks for being on the stream. Chat, you're awesome. Even though that was like a random Saturday thing, we'll plan on doing this soon again. Probably Ryan Addis. He's already said yes. I just need to schedule, maybe, probably.
Nice.
That's outrageous.
It
Anyways,
really is.
Thanks again, everybody. We'll see you next Thursday. Later.
Peace out.
Later.